Hello, my dear children. Hope you're all fine. Welcome to my channel, that is Science with Shruti. So, children, in the last class, we had discussed the definition of science, not only by the words which are there in the definition, but also with the help of an example, so that we are able to remember the definition. That is, we took the example of cloud formation, right? So by that we are able to actually remember the exact definition of science, and we do not need to memorize it. So in today's class, and of course students, if you have any doubt related to the previous topic, you can please post in the chat box, okay, and I will resolve your doubts. There is not an issue, okay. So we will begin with today's class, and today's class we will be discussing about another concept or another topic, that is the definition of the subject itself. That is the definition of biology. What does the term biology mean? Okay. Now, this term biology comes from two words. Okay. And what are those two words? One is bios and the other is logos. Okay. Now, this bios term, it means life, and logos means what? Study. So, what is actually biology? Biology refers to the study of life, or you can also say the science of life. Okay, these are the two definitions. You can say it either of them. See, study of life or science of life. See, here the term science is coming up. Now you don't have a problem that what science actually is. Okay, it includes experimentation, observation of natural phenomena, right? Those were the important points in the definition of science. And the other point was, do you remember, students, what was the other last point in the definition of science? It's material earth, right? That was in the definition of science. Now coming to the definition of biology, you can see that biology term comes from the two words, that is bio or bios and logos. And the term bios means, what does the term bios mean? Bios means life and logos means study. Okay, so ultimately biology is the study of life or the science of life. Now, some of you may come up with the question that, ma'am, what is actually life? What is like, yeah, we know the examples of life, that animals, plants, the microorganisms, they are living. So we call, because they are, we call them as living. These are the examples of living things or anything that has life. So what is actually life? When do we call a particular thing as living? Basically, now that I am going to explain to you about what actually life is. Okay, we say particular things or particular organisms that they are living. We say particular organism or thing as living when they have certain characteristic, features in them. Okay, when they have certain characteristic features or special features in them. And what are those characteristic features which are obviously present in all living organisms? They are, first of all living organisms will grow. Okay, they will show growth. Second property is that they will show development. Okay, what is growth? Suppose a small child is there, the child is able to grow into an adult. Suppose a small seedling is there, the seedling is able to grow into a tree. By the division of cells, by the enlargement of cells, this way the entire cell or the organism as a whole is able to grow. Similarly, different organs or different parts of the body, they develop and mature with the growth. So we use the term development as well. So growth, development, these are the characteristics of life. Apart from that, we have the reproduction. Okay, reproduction. This is also another feature or characteristic feature of living organisms. They are able to reproduce themselves. Reproduction means they are producing the same kind generation after generation. Okay, it means production of same kind of organism generation after generation. Is this visible? I hope this is visible. Okay, production of same kind of organisms generation after generation, that is what is reproduction. This is also a characteristic feature of living organisms, because if reproduction would not have been there, then the organism number on earth, or we wouldn't have existed. Okay, we have developed from our ancestors who lived many years ago. So how did we come? Because of the process of reproduction. Apart from that, there is another feature of life, that is adaptability, ability to adapt. Okay, adaptability to surrounding. Is this visible? Yes, adaptability to surrounding. That means what? Suppose, for example, if we take the example of a camel, the camel is well adapted to survive in the desert condition. On the other hand, the polar bear, they are successfully adapted to stay in the poles, in the cold regions. How? Because in case of the camel, they have they have double eyelids, and also they have their other important features, like they have a huge, their height is more, so that they can avoid the heat of the sand. They have double eyelids which protects them from sandstorms. So these are the properties of the particular camel. Apart from that, if we take the polar bear, they have well amount of adipose tissue, or you may say the fat in them, which protects them or insulates them from the extreme cold conditions. Right, so we can see that adaptability, this is what is called adaptability, that is adjusting to the outside environment. Okay, now coming after adaptability, there is another feature of life, that is what? That is basically the ability to respond to the environment. Okay, ability to respond to the environment. Okay, I am removing the definition of reproduction over here. I hope you people have, or you can go back and see the definition if you need. So these are the 4 features. Another feature is ability to respond to the environment. All these features are there only in living organisms. What does this mean? Ability to respond to the environment. For example, if there is a rain, so what do we do? What do animals or humans do? They usually try to find a shade, right? So that they don't get wet. So this is what we are doing. In the environment something is happening, that is rainfall is happening, and we want to avoid ourselves from getting wet. So we are responding to that environmental condition, that is rainfall, by searching for shelters under which we can go and protect ourselves. So this is what we call ability to respond to the environment. So now I hope every one of you is clear with the definition of what life means. Life or living thing, we know what the examples of living thing, but what actually life means? It means that any organism that has some specific features in them. And what are those features or characteristic features? That is, they should show growth, they should show development, they should be able to reproduce, okay? They should be able to adapt themselves with the environment or the surrounding, and also they should be able to respond to the environment, okay? So this is basically the feature of life. Okay. However, reproduction is not really an essential feature, 100% essential feature of life, because there are couples who are unable to reproduce, but still they are living, right? Still they are living. There are different some organisms, sterile organisms, who are unable to reproduce for some reason or the other, but they are still surviving or living, right? So reproduction is not 100% essential feature of life, but of course it is one of the characteristic features of life. But growth, development, adaptability to the surrounding, and ability to respond to the environment, these are the essential features of life. Okay, you will learn in details about them in your high grades, not an issue. I just wanted you to stay accustomed with these definitions, with the understanding of these concepts. Okay, if you learn, okay, life, if you don't know what actually life means, then it will be an issue, or you might not feel really interested in learning the different concepts. That's the reason I explained to you the definition of life. Okay, I hope this part is really clear to you. Now coming to the next part, this is about the definition of biology and also the explanation of what life means. Now, if we go back to the history, and see that who were the people who were the pioneers of, studying biology, who were the people who started studying okay, who were the people who started the study of biology? Who were the people who started the study of biology? Okay, or we may say the pioneers of the study of biology. Who were they? They were basically the Greeks. Okay, the Greeks initiated or started the study of biology. Okay, and they are also called the pioneers who started the study of biology in an organized manner. Okay, now coming to some important points, that is, this is about the Greeks. Now, who is actually called the father of biology? Okay, who is actually called the father of biology? Who is the father of biology? I hope many of you know this, but still I am saying it is none other than Aristotle. Okay, Aristotle is called the father of biology. Okay, and what did he study? He studied the animals in detail. Okay, he studied the animals in detail. And that is the reason he is also called the father of zoology. What is zoology? We will come. He is also called the father of zoology. So, we get two crowns upon Aristotle. Okay, he is known as the father of biology. Who? Aristotle. And he is also called the father of zoology. Zoology is nothing but the study of animals. Nothing but the study of animals. We will understand this again, okay, later. But here I am just mentioning zoology is known as the study of animals, and Aristotle is called the father of biology, as well as he is called the father of zoology, okay. And he studied animals in great detail, and that is all about him, okay. Apart from this, I will name another eminent scientist of that time, and he was called the father of botany. Father of botany. What is botany? Botany is the study of plants. Botany is the study of plants, okay. And who is the father of botany? The father of botany is I'm writing it and then I'll spell it for you. It's Theophrastus, okay. Don't make a mistake in the spelling. Theophrastus. He is the father of botany. Okay? Is that understandable? Okay? So, what did we understand here? We saw that Aristotle is called the father of biology as well as the father of zoology, because he studied the animals in detail, and zoology is basically the study of animals. On the other hand, who is the father of botany? His name is Theophrastus. Okay, he studied plants to a great detail. Okay, and you know what botany means? Botany means the study of plants. Who is the father of biology? Aristotle. Who is the father of zoology? Aristotle. Who is the father of botany? Theophrastus. Okay. So, we will keep our lecture till here. We will gradually proceed our lecture so that you get enough time to get accustomed with these names, because gradually the number of names, the number of concepts, the terminologies will increase, and you should give some time to make yourself settled with the concepts which we are discussing now, or the names which we are discussing now. Okay, so for today we will keep the session till here only. We will continue with the other concepts, with the other terminologies in our next class, and till then, have a great day. Do revise the concepts. If you have any issues, please do write in the chat box, and we will meet in the next class. Okay, and please do like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like my way of teaching. And if you have any more ideas that okay ma'am, you can explain this thing or that thing, if you have any doubts of yours, that also you can write in the chat box. So that's all for today. Thank you so much my dear students. Bye bye for today.